Hello there, East High students. I am Miss Renzi, and today I just wanted to do a little lesson with you on experiencing grief during our school shutdown for COVID-19. Several of you have reached out to your counselors and kind of explained how you're feeling. You're feeling sad or scared, disappointed, heartbroken that you can't finish the school year, or wondering what's going on with graduation. And so we just want to start offering some social and emotional support with our counseling department to let you know that we're here for you and to also address some of your concerns and things that you're struggling with. So today we thought we'd start with grief, because I think that all of those feelings, the sad, the scared, the disappointed, all of those feelings sometimes come from grief. And so it's important to understand what we might be feeling and how we can deal with that as we start to move forward. I am Miss Renzi, and I am the PBDA at-risk and IB counselor at East. Some of you might have seen me around at lunch duty or hallways, and some of you I work with closely each day. So I will try not to take up too much of your time. Hopefully my kids or my dog don't interrupt, and we'll get through this, and then you can contact us with any questions that you have at the end. So I just wanted to start with a little quote. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. So that's what I want you to keep in mind, East High Trojans, is that we are overcomers and that we will get through this, and we'll be on the other side of it, and we'll be resilient and we'll be strong because of it. Yes, we will lose some things in the midst of this. So we might lose out on prom. We might lose out on the kind of graduation ceremony that we have envisioned for the last 4 years as we've been working on things. But we can still make some positive things happen out of this darkness. And so just keep that in mind, that with every suffering story, there's also a story of rising up and overcoming. It is a rough time, and we do understand that, and we're not trying to take that away from anyone. And there are so many unknowns. I don't know about you, but I know that my anxiety has been a lot higher lately, and that's normal. A lot of people, a lot of grown-ups and adults are struggling with anxiety during this time, because we're thinking about things like, what's going to happen? Will I be safe? What about school or graduation plans? And it's hard to wait for answers for some of those things, because we've never been through anything like this before. We don't have a past experience to rely on to help us know what's going to come or what's going to happen or what we can do to get through this. So just keep that in mind. Even the adults in this situation are in the same place as you, because this is something that none of us have ever experienced as well. So we're in it together. We're going through it one day at a time, one step at a time. So some of us may be feeling like superheroes over here on this side. Okay. And some of us might be feeling depressed and down and out. And there's no right or wrong way to go through this or to be feeling. It's okay if you're feeling strong and powerful and you're out there making masks and delivering them and helping with the food bank. That's awesome. But it's also okay if this is a time where you're really struggling, because maybe you're concerned about your family's safety and stability, or your parents' jobs, or your job, or what's going to happen at the end of this school year. So there's lots of those things that everybody is feeling, and each one of those feelings are acceptable. So how is this crisis impacting us? Okay, so think about, during the last few weeks, how much of your awake time have you spent thinking about, preparing for, or actually doing something that's related to the COVID-19 crisis? I don't know about you, but that for me, that's every single day, and it's quite a bit of my day. I'm tuning into press conferences, I'm reading things online, I'm trying to learn what's going on in our community and how I can help. I'm trying to keep up with you guys, and I know you guys are in the same boat as us. So this is really something that highly impacts all of us every single day. And so it becomes where it's almost like an emotional suck. It takes up all of our emotional space that we have, because it's just part of our every single day, every waking moment type of thing. So what we want to remember is that there will always be people who are helpers, and there will always be people who are resilient in the midst of crisis. And that's really what you can take away from this, is how to be resilient, because you will be able to apply this to any single hard thing that happens in your life. You'll be able to pull from the resilience that you learned in this situation and use it as an adult in the future. Okay, so just remember to take a deep breath, because together this is possible. Look for those bright spots, those moments of goodness, what you're seeing others do in the community out there. Release those negative thoughts and fearful thoughts and just keep thinking, you can do this. You can get through this, and together we can. Okay, so let's set aside the things that aren't helping us right now. Okay, what's not serving you? Is it a sense of guilt or maybe perfectionism? Are you blaming other people right now? I mean, there's a lot of that in the politics, in the political world, of adults blaming other adults for this. But none of that is helpful. And holding on to any of those things does not help us grow in resilience in this situation. Okay, so taking those deep breaths and thinking about the positive things that are happening, whether it's a sunshiny day and you can go outside for 5 minutes and just sit in stillness, those are the things that you can use to help you get through. And I'm sorry if you hear construction noise in the background. This is my all day long thing because they're tearing up our roads. So on this journey, we are going to encounter the unknown. And what we know is that we're going to have to rely on each other. Okay, we're going to have to rely on other people to get us through this. Okay, so we're going to have to reach out to our counselors, our teachers, our friends, our family, anybody who you know will support you. Reach out to them. And that's okay to rely on others during this kind of a time. We also need to find a way to hold on to the things that are precious to us, okay? So if that's for some of you, it might be just having some peace and quiet time, or it's your family members, your friendships, being able to communicate with them in some way, even though you can't see them, okay? Find those times in your day to hold on to those precious things. Because we know that there's going to be detours and frustrations and bumpy roads, and that's just, you can't avoid that, okay? So by reaching out to other people and finding those things during your day that are precious and holding on to them, that's what's going to help you get through some of those frustrations, okay? We also know that there's going to be some losses, and this is the one I want to take the most time to talk to you about. We are going to have to make some space to grieve, okay? Because we might lose some things during this process, and it might be someone that you love, and it might not be, because there's also the loss of friendships, okay? And loss of community of your school. There's the loss of experiences like prom or spring sports or the spring play or graduation, and the losses of opportunities. So maybe you had been planning on getting some clinical time for nursing assistant, and that was an opportunity you were really looking forward to. And we know those are all significant losses to you and that they're important to you, okay? It is okay to have all those feelings that you have. It's okay to be sad that you lost out on an opportunity that you were waiting for. And you don't have to feel selfish about that, okay? Because this was supposed to be a great time in your life. And so you were pretty excited about that. So we just have to accept that grief, and to give us some space in our lives to grieve those losses, because it's okay if you feel sad, scared, sense of loss. It's okay if you're disappointed or frustrated. It's also okay if you don't have any of those feelings. You know, if you're at home and you're kind of enjoying the time with your family, or, you know, the space to breathe, that's okay too. So it's really okay to grieve, and it's okay if you're not grieving as well. So a special note to our seniors, we want you to know that you guys are stronger than you seem. This is not going to break you, it's going to make you. You're going to be able to use some of the skills that you learn with your resilience for the rest of your life. And it might feel as though you have been robbed of experiences or opportunities, and we as counselors and teachers, we can only support you through the pain of those losses. We are here to support you during this time. And we really want you to know that. We've been reaching out to you through text or email, sometimes Google chats or phone calls. Your East High family loves the class of 2020, okay? Our hearts are with you. We understand your disappointment, and we want to make sure that we honor you in those feelings, but that we also honor your special achievements that you have had or earned this year. The thing is, when a door closes, there's often a new opportunity behind it. So you have to remember there are going to be new openings and new possibilities opening up for you after high school and after this pandemic is over, okay? There's going to be ways to make a difference like never before right now. There are some amazing things that are going on in our community. We've got teachers, we've got everyday workers who are getting on and, making masks. They're creating 3D printed screens and all kinds of things that our medical community can do. We've got our essential workers who are going to work every day and helping people out. And so just remember, there's ways that you can make a difference. So if you're sitting at home going, man, this sucks, I don't know what to do, maybe you can find a way to make a difference. If you're a sewer, why not sew some masks and donate those? Even if it's writing a letter to nursing homes, and those people have been cut off from their families, and I'm sure that they would love to hear from young people. So there's just a lot of ways that you can currently make a difference now, but there's going to be a lot of opportunities that open up after this is over. And so even if it feels like you don't have a plan right now, I think that something will come for you in the future. This is a tough time, but we were made for this. Okay, we were made to be resilient. We were made to get through to the end of things. And we know that hard things, sometimes the best things come from those periods of hard times. So just keep that in mind, that we were made for this, even if it's tough. So we've been on difficult journeys before, East High family. We definitely have had our share of hard experiences in our lifetime, okay? But just remember that we are Trojans and we will all be together again soon, okay? So what I would like for you to do is just take a moment and think about some of the things that you heard in this presentation that might be useful to you for now. In the Google Classroom, there is a check-in form. It's a Google form. So if you would like to connect with myself or any of the other counselors, all you have to do is drop your name in that Google form, and we will make sure that we check in with you after this. Thank you, East High family. We love you and take care.